Yeah, man, it was unfortunate for us. We gave them Monday off, and then Tuesday and Wednesday we wanted to practice, but the school was closed. School was closed, man. That was bad because we needed, not like we needed more time to prepare. It would have been good just to be in the gym. You know, we knew that the roads were bad, and we weren't able to practice those 2 days.
Do you know if Tulane had any similar issues?
No, Tulane, you know, it's probably 80 degrees in New Orleans right now. And they had a game against SMU Wednesday, so they've been doing what they usually do.
Have they changed much since January 1st?
They're still the same team, but they're really good at what they do. That's what makes it so impressive, how they don't really call plays. They play out of concepts and feels on the offensive end. And defensively, they're going to mix it up a little bit with the zone, but you're going to get majority of the zone.
But you didn't see anything against SMU that you didn't recognize?
No. I mean, they might add one wrinkle here or there, but they're going to stick with who they are.
Right.
They didn't really change it up much.
What about you guys? Are you guys going to be drastically different?
Oh, yeah, we're a totally different team than when we played them the first time around. I mean, as far as offensively and defensively, it was our first game of the conference, New Year's Day, and we were just getting, kind of DeMarie acclimated a little bit more, acclimated, and we had Keontae coming back. That's his first game since the Alabama game, and there was no excuses. They are good at what they do, and we just didn't do enough to beat them. Got up like maybe 5 or 6 in the second half and just let it go.
How much do you guys want to get that lick back from January 1st?
Well, for us, every game that you lose, you want to beat that team the next time you play them. They took care of home court, and now we have to take care of home court.
Over the next 4 weeks, in the regular season, what do you want to prove most on as a team?
I think as a team, I want to prove that we're a dominant defensive team, that we can defend and rebound the ball, and then offensively that we can get 20 assists tonight. We have that type of team that we can do that.
Will you have Malcolm back tomorrow?
I don't think we'll have Malcolm back tomorrow.
Was there a setback or?
No setback. It's just, that's just the pace that he's going right now with his rehab, and we're just being patient.
Is there, and I know you mentioned there's no setback, but it seemed like you were fairly optimistic when he first got injured. I think you had said early conference play, and then it kind of got pushed back and back. Mm-hmm. Were there setbacks along the way, or is there a reason why he's easing himself back in?
No, I mean, you'd have to ask Malcolm that. We're just supporting his time that he's out trying to get better. And there's no rhyme or reason from my point of view, maybe from his, but not really, just waiting on him to say, okay, coach, I feel better, I'm ready.
Has it been tough on him knowing it might be his last, I know he has another year, but it might be his last ride and there's limited time left. Is that tough?
Yeah, it never works when you get injured, and he's been injured,
right.
A lot, from high school until now, really hadn't had a chance to have a good, clean season. And it's got to be frustrating, to get that high ankle sprain and miss more games dealing with an injury. So I'm sure he's frustrated behind that.
For you personally, Memphis guy leading this program, how important is tomorrow with Lorenzen and everything surrounding that?
Oh, it's very important. It's a beautiful day. Lorenzen's jersey going into the Raptors. Coach Finch's bobblehead. I mean, you can't get a better day than that, if you're a Tiger fan and being the coach.
Now, obviously, over the last couple of years, Lorenzen nationally has been known for, what happened as opposed to what he meant to the city. Just how meaningful, in addition to just the honor, the fact that there's something where we're focusing on his contributions in his life as opposed to, how his life ended.
Yeah, Lorenzen was born in Mississippi, but he was a proud Memphian. He showed that through his giving, his time, the giving of his money, and had a humongous heart. Definitely gone too soon. So not only is he getting his jersey retired, it's just never letting those memories, leave us. And he's a legend, and he'll live on forever.
And Keontae mentioned that about a month ago you guys had his family in as well. Why was that important for you to have the family kind of interact with the players and vice versa and get to learn about Lorenzen?
Well, we want to show the appreciation, not only for Lorenzen, but what his family has gone through, his mom and dad. That's hard to lose a child. And it was just something that we wanted to make the announcement, and then also to let the guys meet them and then be able to talk about, Lorenzen and the appreciation that I had for him, because we were really good friends.
You talked about how you wanted that non-conference schedule to be really tough because it would prepare you guys down the road. Looking at the rest of the way in conference play, it's probably about as good as it's going to get going into March. Is that what you're hoping for, and does that excite you?
Absolutely, because I didn't even look at the end of our schedule, and who knew before going into conference which teams were going to be which. And then you look at the end of our schedule, it's the toughest part of our schedule at home, with the remaining games. And then going on the road, you got a trap game at South Florida. You got a trap game at Wichita State, those type of games, and they're capable. So our non-conference schedule has to kick in now with how we played, and we're playing pretty good ball right now.
Why do you think you play so much better at home than you do on the road? You've been playing better on the road as of late, but it seems like when you're at home, it's like a different level of team.
Yeah, it's fans. It's the comfort level of sleeping in your own bed. It's the comfort level of, being in your own gym, and vice versa for the other team coming in. They don't get comfortable. You're only in for a day and you're out. So when you're here at home and you're home for a couple of days, you've been here, it's the comfort level that you relax, you go out there and just play good ball.
How has DeAndre adjusted? It seems like he's been improving when it comes to, foul trouble over the last few games. Has there been a management aspect from your end or an improvement from him or a mix of both?
I think it's a mix of both, but it started with a meeting with me and DeAndre, Kendrick, and the coaches, just talking about our expectations and where he needed to go from and where he needed to get to. And then there's also the understanding from him that teams are targeting him to try to get him out of the game and that he had to be smarter. But majority of his fouls were offensively. He wasn't getting a lot of defensive fouls. It was him just trying to rush. So we kind of calmed him down, started watching more film, and that helped as well.
Tulane was the last one to get him out in regulation. He said kind of some of that size disadvantage, or the size advantage that he has was one factor they were taking advantage of. I guess, what's your confidence level this time around that, applying what he's learned and what you guys have been managing him with coming in tomorrow?
Yeah, preparation kind of erases all of that for DeAndre. He's been watching a ton of film, and he's been putting the work in. So, he'll be ready for tomorrow.
You've obviously coached a lot of special talents in your, short time here so far, but to have a guy like Kendrick climbing up the conference leaderboards and slowly, going down as one of the best this conference has ever seen, how cool is that?
No, it's pretty cool. Obviously I've seen his work from the other side when I've had to prepare against him and knew how special he was, but you don't know how special he really is until he's on your team and you're with him every day. His IQ, his love of the game, his understanding of Memphis, the city, and Memphis basketball all goes into how he plays, along with his own heart. Has a huge heart.
How's Alo coming along? Is there a timeline for him?
Alo's starting to look really good. He's been off the crutches for a while. He's not limping. He's out on the court doing things, so he's on schedule.
Why is Keontae playing so much better of late?
I think the opportunities, he's seizing the moment. I think Keontae's playing well because the opportunities that he's getting, he's taking advantage of them. In the beginning of the season, he was doing that. Then he hit that stretch where he missed the games after Alabama. He lost some rhythm, and now he's starting to regain his rhythm.
With guys like Keontae and Elijah and I guess the other role players, for lack of better words, like kind of stepping up their game, how much of that is maybe an acceptance of their roles versus not trying to do too much? Does that kind of make sense?
Yeah, I think there's a surrendering of guys after a while. Once things start, you start to force things. Instead of forcing, just let it happen naturally. And then we put a lot of pressure on Kendrick and DeAndre to make the right plays and allow those guys to be comfortable on the floor. And it starts to kind of do it on its own instead of you forcing it. And it almost looks like you're just saying, okay, I'm going to let the game come to me. Instead of going out and trying to get 12, 13, 14 points, I'm just going to play the game the right way. And if we play the game the right way, then those things happen.
And would you say that kind of better distribution of the ball, has that kind of settled down the chemistry issues that you had talked about maybe a month ago?
Yeah, for sure. We were holding onto the ball too long. Everybody was trying to do too much. Everybody was still trying to be the guy, kind of to show their worth. And when we win, everybody wins. So everybody understands now that sharing of the ball is the best way we're gonna win.
One more. I feel like you probably hit 10 threes in a game, but Ashton the other night, I think it was in Bishop Gorman, with 42 points and 10 threes. What'd you think about that?
I'm always amazed because he grows every game and he shoots the ball incredibly. I couldn't shoot it like he shot it because that's his gift. He's a shooter, and just amazed at his numbers. Just he keeps proving people wrong and keeps climbing up the ladder, and I'm proud of that.
How much of you do you see in him, like specifically from a basketball standpoint? How much, see in him?
Well, first of all, the love of the game. He really loves the game. I really love the game. His work ethic as well, because he wants to be great. What came naturally to me, he's worked his butt and grinded to get to where he is. It didn't come easy, and that's what's so satisfying to me, to see that growth. My natural talent was better than his, but the way he's worked from being a no-name or just Penny Hardaway's son to Ashton Hardaway says a lot about his work ethic and his vision. He shoots the ball well, but he can pass the ball really well.